There are moments in life that don't need words to be remembered forever. You could be standing in a quiet room, not saying a single thing, and yet feel some me so intense, so real, it shakes at your sense of logic. It's not loud, it's not obvious, it's not even happening on surface, it's in a glance. A look thought lingers longer than it should. A fleck of her eyes that says far more than her mouth ever will. A pause in team where everything slows down and Herga stays locked on yours like it's not just looking at you, but through you. And if you've ever experienced it even once, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not a game. It's not a test. It's not flirtation in the way most people understand it. It's a subtle, powerful signal that she's secretly attracted to you. But here's the brutal truth. Mossmen will miss it. Not because they're a stopid, not because they're weak, but because no one taught them to feel instead of chase, to observe instead. Offer form. In a world where most guys are rebuy, checking their phones, overthinking their next move, or trying to impress her with clever lines, they completely evolve the most raw, primal language of all, her eyes. Because here's what women will never say out loud, but you'll better believe it's true. The way a man responds to my gaze tells me everything about who he is. If he panics, she feels it. If he fidgets, she senses weakness. If he overreacts, too eager, too fast, too much, she pulls back. But if he dose a me rare, if he simply notices, I've calmly holds her gaze not to win her, not to seduce her, but just to be with her in that unspoken moment. Chef feels it in her body. Her attraction isn't a choice anymore. It's a reaction, Bess. He's not just looking back. He's saying without words, I see you. I'm not chasing you, but I'm not afraid of few either. And that energy, the energy of a grounded emotionally, is almost impossible to resist. This video is about that moment, the one she doesn't tell her friends about Bess. It felt too real. The one you didn't even realize meant something gun. She couldn't stop thinking of boo afterward. We're going to break down the exact looks women give when they're psychically attracted, how to recognize them, and how to respond with quiet confidence that makes her lean in emotionally without you saying a single word too much. If you've ever wondered what it looks like when a woman's desire slips through the cracks of her self-control, skiz is how you'll know. And more importantly, this is how you'll never miss the moment again. Welcome to Stoic Paradox, where we don't teach men to chase women, play mind games, or fight confidence with empty pickup lines. Chiayu explore the silent, powerful dynamics that actually govern attraction, the emotional undercurrents most men never learn to read, and the invisible signals women are sending without ever saying a word. Today's topic might sound simple. If she looks at you like this, she's secretly attracted. But if you really understand what's happening beneath that look, you unlock a layer of female psychology most men will never access in their lifetime. Because attraction, real, raw, feminine attraction, isn't always loud, snowed ways obvious. It's not something Nice. It's quiet, subtle, and it often shows up in the tiniest moment, the softest glance. The flicker of eye contact that most men are too distracted, too insecure, or too performance-focused to even notice. But the thing, women are wired to communicate emotion indirectly. Not because they're trying to confuse you, but because they feel everything. They pick up on energy. They feel emotional safety before they trust you with it. And often the very first way they show interest is through their eyes. Slight linger, a look that holds for just 1 second too long, a playful sideways glance, a soft stare. That drops to Yarmouth and back up again. To thraned man, these are nothing but Toth. Emotionally aware man, the grounded stoic man who understands the power of presence. These are doorways, and when you can read these doorways without treeing, without overstepping, without treeing to win her, you become the kind of man she's drawn to naturally without her having to do anything extra. That's why this video is important. Because most men, they'll wait for words. They'll wait for a text. They'll wait for permission. But a woman who is truly attracted to you will tell you long before she ever speaks. She'll tell you in a glance when you walk by. She'll tell you in the way she looks at Yao across the room. she'll tell you in themement. She turns her head, but her eyes stay, but only if you're awake enough to see it. In this video, we're going to break down 5 distinct looks. A woman eaves when she's secretly attracted to you. We'll go deep into what each one or yelly means, and most importantly, how to respond in a way that amplifies attraction rather than kills it. This isn't about playing it cool. It's not about being alpha. It's not a boot ricks. It's about being present. It's about leading with a calm awareness. It's about knowing that when you lock ice with a woman and don't flinch, don't perform, and don't collapse, you give her permission to feel what she already wants to feel around you. And that's where real desire lives. So if you've ever had a moment where you felt something shift in her eyes, but were sure what it meant, or if you want to become the kind of man who notices what most men miss and never needs to force a woman to notice him again, then stay with me, because what you're about to learn will change the way you look at we men and the way they look at you forever. One repeat button, the hold and flick look. It starts subtle. If you catch her eyes for a moment, maybe across their room, maybe just a few feet away, you are not sure if it was intentional until you realize she looked, then she looked away, then she looked. Again, it's fast. Sometimes just 2 seconds, but if you're present enough, you feel it. This is not just a glance. This is a test, a feminine inquiry. Are you grounded enough to notice me without losing yourself? Women don't always initiate with words. They initiate with energy. Dot. And the eyes are the first place that energy leaks out. Here's the secret. When a woman looks at you and then flicks her gaze away, she's not necessarily uninterested. Often, it's the exact opposite. She's interested, but protecting her vulnerability. She gave you a piece of curiosity. Now she's watching. What do you do with it? Can you break eye contact too fast? Signaling low confidence. Will you stir too long trying to dominate or seek validation? Or will you do the one thing that makes your body lean in? Will you simply notice, hold your center, and do a thing? Because this is where most men fail. They either overreact, grinning too fast, rushing into conversation, or puffing up their chest like a cartoon alpha. Or they collapse inward, looking way too quickly, second-guessing them's votes and telling their nervous system, "This can't be real. A woman like her wouldn't look at me." But the man who passes this test doesn't flinch. He holds her eyes just long enough to ground her, not overpower her. Then he'll let's go on his own terms, not out off. It's this calm, quiet, control, fat-cree polarity, because to thief-manine nervous system, a man who can hold tension without needing to fix it is rare, and rare equals irresistible. So the next time you feel her eyes on you and she flicks her gaze away, don't TASM. It means disinterest. Assume it's the beginning of a game you're already winning. As long as you don't chase twin, it's a water wave. The soft gaze with a slight smile. There's a moment when a woman stops evaluating you and starts feeling you. It doesn't look like suction. It doesn't look like a test. It looks like relaxation. Her eyes soften. Her body loses tension down. And in that stillness, there's a half smile on her lips. Barely there, but indentably feminine. This is one of the signals of attraction. Not baka as she's turned on, but because Chef feels safe in your presence. Understand this. Most women live in a near constant state of emotional vigilance. They're reading body language, filtering attention, protecting try to intensify what's already perfect. Why? Because they can't sit with that of peace, because they think attraction has to be chased forced one. But you do nothing. You sit in ents. You return her gaze with presence. You might smile slightly. Boo, don't push. And that makes her feel sigh. She doesn't feel often with men. I don't have to protect myself around him. That's when attraction shifts from curiosity to chemistry. So when you see the soft gaze with a faint smile, don't interrupt it. Don't speed it up. Let it bloom. Because in that, her body is saying, I feel good around you and I don't know why. Let her wander. Let her stay in that softness. That's where real connection starts. 3 eyes aside, eye and smile. Nowhere entering playful territory. Steeing about subtle nervousness or emotional safety. This is her testing social awareness. Seeing if you're awake, not just conscious, but alive in moment. The side eye is what she throws when she's not ready to be fully obvious, but she wants to make sure you saw her. She may look at you from across room, not directly, but from an angle. Maybe she's talking to some alls, but her attention keeps drifting back to you. Maybe she's pretending not to notice you, but her smile says so Thorwise. This is the look of feminine shift. It's playful, it's deliberate, it's attraction wrapped in the mask of casual indifference. And here's what makes it powerful. She's putting feeble in your court without ever giving you full control. She's saying, I'm giving you a signal, but I want to see if you can read between the lines. Andy, you're grounded, present, and confident. You'll meet it the right way. Not with a cocky smirk. Not with an over-the-top reaction, just a soft, knowing smile, just awareness, because if that's what she's testing, not how fast you move, but how subtle you can be. Ian who responds to side-eye with too much energy, he's not grounded. A Mano misses it completely, he's not present. But a man who notices it, acknowledges it quietly, and holds hisser. That's a man who gets her. And women will chase a man who gets them. Suff, next time you catch a side glance into sly smile, don't lean in. Don't ever act. Don't interrupt the game. Let your eyes say back. I see you too, but I'm in no rush. And that's when the dynamic changes from a flirtation to a connection. She can't stop thinking about foremouth. The eyes that pause in your lips. This one is raw. This one's primal. This one doesn't lie. Because when a woman's eyes fall to your lips even for half a second, it's not just a signal of curiosity. It's desire leaking through her self-control. This happens most often in mid-con conversation. You're talking calm, controlled. You're innate bragging. You're not trying. You're rageist. They're fully present. And then you need a sit. Her eyes drift from your eyes down to your mouth and back again. Shep probably doesn't even realize Etha Pond, but her body does. Her subconscious does. Her nervous system just took a screenshot of your presence and started imagining what it might feel like to be closer to you. Here's what most men don't realize. A woman doesn't stare at your lips because of what you are saying. She does it because of your saying it. Your tone, your calmness, your cadence, your stillness. All of that tells her, this man is not seeking validation. He's rooted in himself, and that turns me on. Now here's where most men mess it up. They catch the glance, then immediately pounce on it. They escalate too fast. They lean in too quickly. The inner path look is go time. And just like that, the attraction dies. Why? Because the she feels that you need something from her. Even if it's just a kiss or a moment of closeness, her feminine instincts pull away. Desire requires space, tension, unspoken energy. And the most magnetic men are the ones who can feel that space and not fill it. So when you notice her eyes drifting toward your lips, don't react. Don't rush. Don't even smile too quickly. Just breathe. Let her linger in that moment, because what she's truly craving isn't her kiss. It's your control. The kind of off control that says, it's inferable. Her eyes soften but stay locked. She's not just seeing you, she's feeling you. And here's the truth. This kind of gaze doesn't come from physical attraction alone. It comes from emotional resonance. Sensing something beneath your surface, sizzlance you're not afraid of. Thoughts you don't blurt out. Thought calmness that doesn't chase or perform, and that stillness, that quiet emotional gravity, it makes her feel something she can't name. And that mystery pulls her in. Now here's the key. Most men feel this gaze and panic because when Simone looks at you like that, relogs at you, it can feel vulnerable, exposed, so they laugh or break eye contact or fidget or say something to the silence up at you. You do no nay off that. You meet her stillness with your own, not in a dominating way, but a shared presence. You let the moment breathe because here's what you know. The silence isn't awkward, sacred. That's when attraction becomes connection. Not because you touched her, not because you flirted, but because you made her feel safe enough to stay. And that kind of safety, emotional, spiritual, masculine, is what most women ever find in a man. So when she gives Sue the gaze of stillness, don't tantalize it. Don't analyze it. Don't tact on it. Just let it be. Because this is the kind of look that stays in her memory long after the moment has. And when she's lying awake at night wondering why she can't get you out of her mind, it won't be because, oh, fewer words. It won't be because of your style. It'll be because of that one look where you held her eyes and said so lightly nothing. Everything in your silence made her feel something real. You've just learned something most men never will, that women don't always express attraction with words. I express it with presence and with tension, with the way they look at you when they think you're not paying attention. But no, you're not just paying attention. You're reading the moment. You're feeling the signal, and most importantly, you're not reacting. You're responding. This is what separates boys from men, chasers from leaders, noise from quiet power. Because when you stop performing and start noticing, you bomb, the kind of man she doesn't forget, that kind man she doesn't need to impress because he already feels complete without her. Now listen closely. This video gave you clarity. If it hits something real inside you, if you want to go deeper into the psychology of attraction, stoic masculinity, and emotional self-mastery, then here's what I want you to do next. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe Beto Sto Extreme because this isn't just another channel. It's a space for men who move in silence and build unshakable lepersons. Backhand index pointing right dot. Drop a comment below and tell me have ever felt one of these looks from a woman and missed it, or maybe you responded in the right way and something shifted. I read every comment. Your story might help another man come alive. Backhand index pointing right. And most importantly, watch this next. Say this to. Any woman, she won't be able to re-yes to you because once you understand silent signals, you need to know the right words that match your energy. This is the new masculine era. Not loud, not fake, not desperate, but calm, certain, untouchable. Stay grounded.